Finnish developer Frozenbyte is known for their work on the Trine series. With the experience of making great physics-based puzzle platformers under their belt, they've set their sights on a new game, Shadwen, a stealth platformer with physics yet again at the heart of their mechanics. How is it? Let's take a look. The game cold opens with the titular character assassinating a king in front of a little girl. Where this would be done to apply character motivation, Shadwen throws plot development to the wind. Along this journey, the main character saves Lily, the little girl from the intro, and reluctantly takes her along for seemingly no reason other than her going, "Pretty please?" You're given small amounts of poorly voice-acted dialogue between levels, and conversations from guards that attempt to build a world for the narrative, but it's simply not fleshed out enough to warrant it. There's a complete lack of character building to establish a relationship between Shadwen and Lily. Being a stealth platformer, your main objective through each chapter is to reach the king's castle, killing or avoiding guardsmen along the way. Murdering guards is heavily discouraged, as Lily will become traumatized at the sight of corpses. However, given Shadwen's thin premise, it matters little in the grand scheme of things. I get that it's a stealth game, but the plot didn't need to be completely invisible as well. To allow a greater sense of control, Shadwen has a mechanic similar to Superhot in that time only moves when you do. This is coupled with the ability to rewind time in the event that you make a mistake. It allows you to plan your next moves without waiting for guard patterns to realign for the execution, which is a great touch to eliminate the monotony stealth games can suffer from. Being a stealth game, combat is a big no-no. If you're spotted, chances are you'll be immediately killed with an enemy crossbow. You'll spend your time avoiding guards, hiding in shrubs or piles of hay, or upper platforms scattered throughout levels. The verticality to the game's level structure works well in tandem with the mentioned time mechanics in order to pull off any strategies you may have. These elements would help cement Shadwen as a relatively solid stealth platformer if the awful AI didn't bog the experience down completely. Since Lily is always at your side throughout the story, think of the game as one long escort mission. Guards won't react to her presence, though Lily herself will randomly decide when enemy vision cones will or won't spot her and move on to the next bush or pile of hay. She can also be directed to a spot of your choice, but depending on some intangible factors, she'll decide to leave that spot and head in a completely different direction other than the one you've chosen. There were too many times she decided to retreat to a previous hiding spot simply because there weren't any guards in her way, killing all of the progress I had made and wasting my time. It sounds like an edge case, but this happened enough times for it to be a consistent problem through the 4 hours it took to beat Shadwen. There was times where Lily just decided to move to the next appropriate spot because her pathfinding took her over halfway there. And that's fine, but it's not enough to suffice the amount of time she ran off in the opposite direction that I was trying to take her in. The game gives physics to almost every object in the environment, allowing you to pull or push items to open up pathways for Lily or distract guards for her to sneak by. Unless guided by a spamming of the command key, she'll pursue the more conventional path rather than the ones players create, and that doesn't really lend itself well when the idea of opening up these pathways is supposed to make the player feel creative. Shadwen is a novel stealth game with twists to the conventions of its genre, but novel is about as far as it goes due to the poor level of polish the game has in the AI and story department. Nobody likes escort missions, and Shadwen's issues give credence to such a disdain for them in the first place. I give Shadwen a 2 out of 5. Despite not really enjoying Shadwen, I think there's something to it. I think there's definitely something there to a stealth platformer that has these like neat little tricks in that every object can make noise, every object can be knocked over, can be used to kill somebody. You know, it requires a player to think creatively. And while the pathfinding and the AI and stuff like that kind of make that game fail, I think if they were to try and take another stab at it, there'd definitely be something a lot more enjoyable in it. You know, one of the things that I actually did really enjoy about Shadwen, and it's a minor thing, is that you have to think about every object in that game and how it makes noise. So like, for example, hiding behind like a cart. I sat behind it and there was a guard in front of it, and I nudged into it while trying to get around the cart and, you know, around the guard, and the guard went, "Wait, what was that noise?" Because he heard the cart move. So he turned around and he said like, "What was that?" And I was like, okay, I can't think of many other stealth games that do that. I can't think of many other stealth games where nearly every object in the environment is a physical thing in the world. You know, like other stealth games allow people to hug a certain object to kind of creep around guards, and Shadwen doesn't really allow that with a lot of it, and I think that's really cool. I think that's neat. But like, that's it, you know? I think it's just neat. And I think that there could be something there if they tried it again. That's all I kind of gotta say on it. Again, if you like the video, you know, subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit me up on Twitter, at Owen Farrer. EOINFAR. You'll see it there. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you later.